Back from Texas, well, temporarily, because I'm officially moving from Texas to Louisiana. Riley and I will talk about that in the April 2023 vlog over on our vlogs channel. Probably a week early before we normally put it out because we're going to be heading back to Texas again. And then the big move will be happening in May. But I'm also announcing the return of the GB Cast. It's an old podcast series I used to do. I'm relaunching it because YouTube is focusing on podcasts. So we got videos, we got live streams, we have shorts. I did a ton of shorts while out of town. Some of them I got a little silly, but they were fun. And podcasts. So we're bringing back the GB Cast in a little bit different format than in the past. And this is going to be themed around Nintendo, Zelda, because I am a huge Zelda fan. In fact, I did put up a poll before I headed home from my last trip to Texas, asking what would the viewers prefer me make content for our live stream going into the summer. Now, for the record, I'm also a huge Diablo fan, but at the moment, Zelda is winning that poll, my summer 2023 poll. 42% for Zelda, 15% for Diablo, then 29% for neither, because I got a lot of GTA Red Dead fans that probably don't care for Zelda or Diablo, but whatever. So I was on the fence about continuing my Zelda Breath of the Wild playthrough. I've kind of put that off because I had a little issue with one of the dungeon bosses, because it's been a few years since I played through Zelda Breath of the Wild. I did play it when it came out in the launch of the Switch. So the Switch launched along with Zelda Breath of the Wild. But at the time, Nintendo would go after any channel out there that would stream or make content regarding their games unless they were quote-unquote blessed by Nintendo. After, I think, Smash Brothers came out, then they kind of did a 180 and they got with the times. And like all the other studios out there, recognized that it actually benefits Nintendo to have creators and streamers on Twitch, YouTube, etc. posting Let's Plays, guides for their games and promoting them and reviewing them. But recently, it seems like on the eve of Tears of the Kingdom, sequel to Breath of the Wild, coming out in May, that Nintendo might be going backwards. Case in point, big-time Nintendo YouTuber known as PointCrow. By the way, a few other great channels out there, including Moist Critical, did a good video about this entire topic. I'll link his video below in the description section, along with PointCrow's channel. And he likes to do these like silly mods. I guess he pays for them, and they're not using any other assets, but he gets them made, and he makes videos in various Nintendo games. And specifically in this case, it was Zelda Breath of the Wild. He got 2 copyright strikes over several Breath of the Wild videos, including like a really old video that he did that was vanilla, that had like no mods in it at all. It was just using the mechanics in the game. But Nintendo is targeting him, maybe because he's a big channel. He has like 1 point something million subscribers. Or maybe they're going after other creators as well, no matter how big or small they happen to be. I did look in YouTube Studio, and so far I haven't received any strikes for my Breath of the Wild episodes. Please, Nintendo, don't strike me. I'm still recovering from a Suicide Squad strike, even though that game has gotten delayed yet again. So it really has made me hesitant to do a reaction thoughts video regarding the last gameplay trailer, because that did just come out a few days ago. Once again, I was in Texas. I wasn't able to cover it, but I heard a lot of positive feedback regarding the gameplay trailer. I did watch it, and I had some positive things to say about it, and I was thinking about making a video about it until all this stuff came to light regarding Nintendo going after somebody like PointCrow, who has, once again, 1 point plus million subscribers. That means they have no qualms going after smaller content creators like myself, big or small or somewhere in the middle. So yeah, I really don't want Nintendo to strike my content. And I do think that this is a step backwards for Nintendo. And some people can make the counter argument that, well, PointCrow was using mods, but a lot of single-player games encourage people to use mods, like Bethesda with a lot of their games on PC, like Skyrim, Fallout 4, for example, New Vegas, have tons of mods. And the modding community is what has kept those games thriving over the past decade plus. Now, Nintendo obviously doesn't have Zelda Breath of the Wild available on PC or any other console or platform except for the Switch, which is unfortunate. I would like to be able to purchase their games on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, smartphone, but that's just the way Nintendo does it. So it's kind of a gray area. On one hand, I do understand the need to protect your IP, but on the other hand, it's a single player game, and PointCrow has already purchased the game, and anyone else that has been doing quote unquote mods in Breath of the Wild, they bought your game. They gave you $60 US for it, or wherever they bought it, whether in Canada, the UK, Europe, Asia, elsewhere. So they already gave you the money for it. It's not a pirated version of Breath of the Wild. So you already got your money for a game that's, over 6+ years old at this point. And I think there was a multiplayer mode. I didn't really look into it too much, which I found kind of fascinating. So that one might be crossing a line a little bit, because there's a difference between like making mods, fun little mods for like a single player experience. But whenever it comes to like online modes for GTA or Red Dead Online, for example, Rockstar really does not like it when modders mod on like PC. And that is understandable because it puts other players at risk. But these were harmless mods. They were funny mods, and PointCrow did not deserve to get 2 strikes, especially since he's obviously a Nintendo fan like myself and many others out there. And overall, I think his content was pretty positive for Nintendo and promoting Breath of the Wild, as well as all the other games that happen to be Nintendo games on his channel. So I don't think that PointCrow deserves the strike, Nintendo. I think this is a very bad PR move on your part. And I hope that somebody at Nintendo sees the light of day before it's too late and realizes that somebody at Nintendo, I don't know which department it is, maybe it's their social media department, is taking things upon themselves to go after several channels, big and small. And I think that they're even going after like Let's Plays, which is concerning for me because, as I mentioned, I do have an ongoing Let's Play series of Zelda Breath of the Wild on my channel, and I was considering picking it back up. I'm not going to be able to stream it like I was, but I was going to record it, Let's Play it, and put it up on the channel episodically, and hopefully get that done before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. But right now, because of what Nintendo is doing, I'm concerned that it's not just simply somebody in their social media department going rogue. I think that that edict is coming from on high, like the higher ups of Nintendo. I don't know if it's Nintendo America or is it like headquarters in Japan that's calling the shots on this executive decision. But I fear that Nintendo could be going backwards, and anyone that puts out Tears of the Kingdom Let's Plays or streams could be in trouble, even if they're absolutely loving Tears of the Kingdom. I had my concerns about Tears of the Kingdom in my previous video, and that's why I was very cautious about showing any video at all from the gameplay. I would just, stop the video on a scene and then talk and then move on to the next scene. So on one hand, I did want to continue covering Zelda Breath of the Wild as well. Well, continue playing Breath of the Wild, and also do another thoughts reaction video for the last gameplay trailer. But I just don't want a strike when I feel like it's an unwarranted strike by Nintendo. And honestly, I don't like the tactics that they're using against PointCrow, as well as most likely other creators out there. And this could just be the beginning of their plans to go back to the times of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I would have Let's Played Zelda Breath of the Wild originally when it came out, over 6 years ago, but it was that fear of having my channel striked by Nintendo is what kept me and many other content creators away from making any Zelda content. In fact, I was going to do a review of Breath of the Wild that I scrapped because I was afraid that they were going to strike my channel over a review, even though my review was going to be very, very positive. And this is back in what was it, 2017 or was it 2016? I think it was 2017. It's been a few years. But yeah, even back then I was like not wanting a copyright strike, even though I did get one a few months ago over some BS regarding Suicide Squad. But, you know, that period's almost gone, so that's good. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to, do Zelda Breath of the Wild Let's Play. I don't know if I'm going to continue it because I don't want Nintendo to start striking those videos. They could go back right now and strike my previous Zelda Breath of the Wild Let's Plays. I mean, tomorrow I wake up and I got strikes on my channels too. And if I get 2 more strikes in this time period, my channel is done. This channel gets nuked. That's a scary reality. And I have spent the past 9+ years since I launched the channel in 2014 trying to follow the rules and the guidelines that YouTube puts up. I try not to get strikes. And up until a few months ago, I never got a strike on the channel. So I just don't know if I want to risk it, to be honest. Even though it's winning my latest poll, I also recognize the fact that the majority of my community cares about GTA, Red Dead, even though Red Dead's obviously dead at this point, and my thoughts videos, idea videos, rant videos. So I just don't know if it's worth the risk to continue playing Zelda Breath of the Wild or even stream Tears of the Kingdom or Let's Play that, especially Tears of the Kingdom. Now, maybe I could get away with continuing to Let's Play Breath of the Wild, but I will not be doing a thoughts reaction video regarding the most recent trailer for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I guess I could just say right now I thought it was a really good trailer. I was a lot more impressed with some of the stuff I saw in the gameplay, well, the final game trailer than the gameplay itself. So there's obviously going to be more to the game than what we saw in that video a few weeks ago, which is cool. I do like the fact they're bringing back Ganondorf, and it's going to be interesting to see how that game plays out. I hope it's good. But I just don't know at this point if it's a good idea for any content creator out there, especially if you don't want to see your channel striked for playing a video game. And I think that's wrong. I think that's a violation of YouTube's terms of service and fair use, and Nintendo should not have a right to do this. They made the right decision years ago whenever Smash Brothers came out to pull back from that and let people, content creators and streamers, big and small, stream their games and Let's Play it and make videos revolved around their games. That was the right call, Nintendo. You should have done it sooner, but I guess it was better than later. Right now, what I'm worried about and what others are concerned about is the very real possibility that you are about to go backwards and start striking channels for Let's Playing or streaming Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And for that reason, I just don't know if I'm willing to risk it. And I realize I don't have a big channel, but I am proud of the content I've made. Well, the shorts are just, for the most part, silly. Not all of them, but some of them. It's just whenever I'm in the middle, like, oh, I'll just record a quick short. It's funny. But there's a lot of hard work I put into this channel over the years. And even though it's not a career for me personally, it's a passion. It's a hobby. I guess you could say it's become a part-time job. But this channel does mean a lot to me, and so does my community, my viewers, my subscribers, fans, all the friends I've made, including my fiance, members, everyone else. And I do not want to see my channel wrongfully nuked over a video game, which is what I started the game over. I started this channel over a video game, covering GTA. And I've been critical of a lot of things that Rockstar and Take-Two have done over the years in numerous rant videos for GTA and Red Dead, etc. But they have yet to issue a copyright strike against me. I mean, there's a very real possibility my name is on a list at YouTube at Rockstar HQ along with other content creators and streamers, big and small, for speaking out against Rockstar. They're never going to send me a care package. They're never going to invite me to go check out GTA 6 early or send me an early copy like what Sarando got from his boy Anthony. But at least Rockstar and Take-Two hasn't issued a strike against me. unlike Warner Brothers with my, it was actually a short, I believe. I think it was a short, ironically, of Suicide Squad. Some leaked information that I covered. I'm worried that Nintendo is going to strike my channel and could very well strike it anyways, based off the fact that I do have Nintendo content on my channel. And there's other people out there that have Nintendo content as well. My fiance Riley, she's excited for the Advance Wars 1 and 2 remake. That's coming out, I think, on our 2-year anniversary on April 20th. I know, 420 day. And she was planning on streaming that in 3 days from now. I'm worried that if she streams Advance Wars 1 and 2, reboot, that Nintendo might strike that video. I hope they don't. I sincerely hope they don't. But right now, I don't know what Nintendo's doing. Why don't you come out, Nintendo, and tell us why you struck PointCrow's channel? And simply tell us, like, look, this is why we did it. Maybe we went too far of it. Maybe we should have sent him like a courtesy email or asked him to take down this video, etc. But you didn't do that, or you haven't done it yet. And you're not really communicating with him or with anybody else regarding this matter. And so a lot of fellow content creators and streamers out there are worried that if we were to stream or cover your games going forward at this point, that it is only going to end badly for us and our channels. And that's just not for my channel, but for my fiance's channel, Riley Black Fox, who's interested in playing Advance Wars, and numerous other content creators out there as well. So you have to come out and tell us what's going on, Nintendo. You have to communicate and say, look, as long as you play the game and don't incorporate any quote-unquote mods, then you'll be fine. If it's the mods you have issue with, then you need to come out and say that. I mean, it seems pretty apparent that that's the case, but there's also stories out there, I don't know if it's true or not, that they might be going after creators for simply Let's Playing their games, which seems ridiculous. Oh. This coffee's already cold. Oh. Oh. So I have, actually, what I do is whenever I make coffee, by the way, it's a original Dunkin'. Dunkin'. So I put most of it in this thermos. I have a really sweet Bun coffee maker. I love my Bun coffee maker. In fact, I bought a new one for the house in Texas. And so whatever extra I have left, I'll just put in this cup. And this stuff already went cold, but I drank it anyways. But yeah, I really don't know what to do at the moment. Now, other content creators and streamers have got to make decisions based on which direction they wish to go with their channels. And there's a lot out there that are focused on Nintendo. And they're excited about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I was on the fence about it in my previous thoughts reaction video regarding the gameplay we saw. I'm a bit more excited now regarding the latest trailer, but I'm not going to cover it because I don't want a copyright strike. Especially outside the window of my previous strike still being in effect. So my previous strike, it expires in 2 days. Okay, so that's good. Hopefully in 2 days from now, I don't get another strike, then I should be okay. But I don't want another strike. I don't go out of my way trying to get strikes. And I don't think that PointCrow or other Nintendo creators or streamers were out trying to get strikes either. And for the most part, they probably were following the YouTube rules and guidelines as well as fair use. And yeah, the mods might be kind of a gray area and a no-no for Nintendo. But how about a little courtesy, Nintendo? How about just simply telling the creators and streamers out there that you just don't want us modding your games? Just say, hey, look, going forward, please do not mod our games. If you mod our games, we will send you we will do a request takedown or whatever. I think that would be the best thing to do is actually communicate, but I don't think Nintendo cares enough to communicate with the creators and streamers. I think they just put up with us, especially when it benefits them. But when it stops benefiting them, then they come after us with an iron fist. So maybe right now they're okay with people promoting Tears of the Kingdom with like reaction videos and their own thought videos and talking about it, especially in a positive light, because that could mean more people interested in Tears of the Kingdom i.e. more sales coming up in May when the game launches. But maybe after that, whenever people are actually allowed to play the game legally, then we may see an older side of Nintendo that is less generous to creators and streamers like they were back in the days of Breath of the Wild, which only allowed a few content creators and streamers that were blessed and annoying by Nintendo to stream and make content for them. So I'm concerned that Nintendo is obviously going backwards, but I hope that's not the case. But at the moment, personally, I have to seriously rethink whether or not I want to, continue Let's Playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I wanted to finish that before Tears of the Kingdom came out, and then reconsider whether or not I want to stream or Let's Play Tears of the Kingdom. Because once again, I do not want a strike, especially since my channel is not a Nintendo channel. It's just a gaming channel, where I do commentary, where I have thoughts videos, idea videos, rant videos. And yeah, I started off doing GTA and then eventually Mafia, Red Dead, etc. And I'm going to play some Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming up in the near future. And yes, I will be playing Diablo 4, so that will be happening in June. I know some people don't like it, but tough cookies. But I was also going to continue with Zelda. So in a way, I was going to honor the majority vote of my poll, because I do care about what my viewers and subscribers have to say. And I do read your comments, even those of you that are somewhat critical from time to time, which is totally fine. I'm far from perfect. But Nintendo, this is wrong, what you are doing. And yeah, you may make a lot of money selling copies of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And the casual Nintendo fans out there that are none the wiser about what's happening to PointCrow and most likely other creators at the moment probably don't care. They're just happy to play the new Zelda game. But you are not exactly looking at this in the right way. People care about their communities. They care about PointCrow's communities. They care about all these other creators and streamers. And they're all part of the larger Nintendo community and the even larger video game community. And we live in an age of social media where when you do something like this, Nintendo, it will cause a backlash. Now, maybe this will not cause a huge backlash for you compared to some other things, but a backlash nonetheless shall and will occur, especially if you decide to go forward with this quote unquote new old direction and go after creators and streamers that end up streaming and Let's Playing Tears of the Kingdom. And that is what really worries me. Modding, yeah, it's a gray area. But come forward and tell us exactly what you allow and don't allow from creators and streamers, because the longer you remain silent around this issue, it makes a lot of us hesitant to pick up and Let's Play and stream Tears of the Kingdom or any other of your games coming out in the near future, like, coming out in a few days, Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot. Well, I'm sure my fiance will still play it because, well, I'm getting it for her for our 2-year anniversary. Don't tell her. But yeah, I'm worried that she may end up getting a strike over it. And I think that'd be BS if that's the case. And if that happens, you'll have a rant on your hands from me. I know Nintendo probably doesn't care. But so yeah, that's pretty much the state of, I guess, Nintendo at the moment on the eve of the release of Tears of the Kingdom coming in May, and what direction I'm going to take my channel regarding Zelda. I was on the fence about either Zelda, Diablo, admittedly leaning towards Diablo because I'm excited about Diablo 4, but I'm also a little bit more excited about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom than I was a few weeks ago. So I was kind of leaving it up to my viewers and subscribers. But here's the problem. At the moment, this has kind of shoved me off the fence. This negative PR that's come out. And that makes me less inclined to want to cover your game any further, or any of your Nintendo games, not just Zelda, but any of your games, are, well, Let's Play or stream Tears of the Kingdom, or even finish Breath of the Wild. Now, maybe I don't have any issues with Breath of the Wild, hopefully not, but I'm not going to do it anyway. So, yeah. In other words, boom, hitting the brakes on Zelda content on the channel. And you can thank Nintendo for that. For those of you that were going to look forward to me continuing Breath of the Wild and eventually streaming Tears of the Kingdom, you want to know why? Well, go ask Nintendo, because they're the ones responsible for myself and maybe even other creators and streamers making the same decision. So that's just a sad reality that we all live in. The fact that Nintendo wants to reverse course on a policy that they changed after Smash Brothers came out. That was a good decision. What you're doing right now is a bad decision. But I'm sure nobody at Nintendo really cares about my opinion. But I do appreciate all of you for checking out the newest episode of GBcast. I don't know if this is going to become a daily thing or maybe a weekly thing or every other day, but I am going to try to bring back the GBcast on a regular basis, especially in light of the whole process of packing my house and preparing to move from Texas to Louisiana. I think the podcast is a great opportunity for me to put some long-form content and just sit here, just chat and have a little conversation about something on my mind, this or that, gaming related. Yeah, so that's probably what's going to happen going forward, is you're probably going to see more episodes of GBcast. And thanks to YouTube, I guess, for promoting podcasts. I know podcasts are an old thing, but it's kind of cool that they're highlighting podcasts, because a lot of people love podcasts, myself included. But whenever I get a chance, I will make videos. I will stream on weekends when I have an opportunity. Hopefully this weekend I'll stream. And I will continue making shorts, sometimes covering subjects that I can cover in like a minute time, and sometimes just silly 1 minute videos. But yeah, if you have any topic ideas, by the way, any thoughts, topic ideas you want to see in future GBcasts, feel free and leave them below in the comments section.